Hello everybody, and welcome to Friday Night D&D here on God Mode. This is episode 65, so be it. I'm Jaso the DM. Who else is joining me this fine Friday evening?
Hey everyone!
So going deep throats of popsicle.
Anything for viewers. For viewers.
Fuck.
We're gonna get kicked off Twitch. Hey everybody, I'm
just eating.
Glace is gonna be here soon, but until Bailey gets here, I'm going to be playing Glace Allure, the elegant eidolon androgynous bard, College of Glamour. And also I'll be playing my character, Aesop, Kinku Alchemist.
What's up? My name's Kevin. I play Suncom. You are apeling bianoid monk following the way of the abundant spirit.
My name's Slim, or husband, or whatever the hell you want to call me. I'll be playing Rinkez, the fighter of the martial archetype of the gunslinger. I'm also a lizard. That's pretty important.
Hey everybody, I'm Kyle, playing Foray Lomedo. It's an arcane trickster, reskinned as a mechanical chief.
Hi everybody, I am Nick. I play NVD, a half-elf celestial warlock packed tome, and I have the most phenomenal familiar of all time, a pseudo-dragon named Jiro.
Thank you everybody. What's up Looney? Thank you for joining us. And also thank you whoever else is in here checking us out. Angel of Light, Commander Root, that's a robot, but thanks anyway. And Sarah Dawn's Designs, also husband and wife stream as always. Go check them out, they're really cool. That's my buddy Slim /husband Brian. Thank you everybody who over the span where we weren't streaming between the week who followed us, Wolf Knight and League of Explorers. That's really nice of you guys. You guys are building up weird bit points as you watch the stream, and also I went ahead and got us approved so that we can start testing out the beta version of the Twitch channel points. There's some stuff that you can check out now. If you go to the chat down in the bottom left corner, you can see how many points you've accrued and stuff like that. That should also lead you to like a little FAQ where you can get more details about how those work. It's still heavy in the testing phase, so they may be resetting the points at some point. They may be altering how much you get. I have no control over that, so just be aware that right now we're going to try and slowly, as they roll this out to be more official, we're going to hopefully transition away from the Streamlab loyalty points over to Twitch, just because I much prefer the integration where it's just tied directly into Twitch. It's just that much easier, and for you guys to use, where you just click down at the bottom of the chat. But in the meantime, we're just going to run with them at the bottom. My points may change for the stuff you can buy, who knows. So right now it's just a testing period, have fun with it, and you'll be gaining both. And you can do cool stuff like getting inspiration for party members, or buying them weird bit packages that they can use to exchange for gold, or different parts on their ship, or enchantment gems that they use for the gear. All kinds of fun stuff down there, so check that out. We are still going to be testing out the digital gift card giveaway. Apparently people don't like free money, so we're going to be trying that out again at the end of this month and seeing who is going to be able to potentially win a digital gift card from either DM's Guild or Steam. So whether you play TTRPGs or just like PC games on Steam, there's an option for either one of those. I also wanted to point out that, let's see here, digital gift cards. Oh yeah, at the end of this month, we're going to be doing a one-shot fun time Halloween episode. It's going to be a day after Halloween, just because Halloween rolls on a Thursday, so we'll be a little late, but we're still going to have a fun Halloween one-shot. So look forward to that. And with that, that's really all the housekeeping that I had to go through. So I appreciate everybody popping in to join us. So let me go ahead now, move on to handing out some inspiration, because a lot of you guys used it last week.
Thank you.
Me.
grab those cards, and if you want to trade them with each other, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, I guess I need to get one for Glace.
Oh, good point.
Here, take this one for Glace.
Okay, I will do that.
Anyone want Aether Study?
You
I mean,
can.
I just took one for Glace, so.
You can. Okay, there you go. All right, let me hide this here. And then whoever wants to grab secret training can. Rinkaz, you want to grab that one?
It's all the way down on the bottom.
Yeah, it's on the bridge down there.
Oh,
Oh,
that was the
yeah.
one I was given for Glace.
Yeah, I already took Glace's. I have her, the arcane training. I have it.
Okay. That one back. Sorry.
Bunch of cheaters in here.
Let's go ahead. There you go, buddy. Oops.
Thank you.
Okay. Now that we've handed out inspiration, why don't we roll some die and see who wants to give the recap from last week?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, was it Glace that gave the recap last week?
I think so.
Oh, looks like I'm not giving it this week.
Oh, either.
Alright. So, Slim/Rinkaz, what happened last time on Wyrd and Wyld?
We were caught in the jungle. Our battalion was torn to pieces. So we end up traveling a little bit further through the twisted mess and mass that was the jungle that we were in. There wasn't much exposition in between, for the most part, that I remember. I do remember we made a few good checks and saved to get away from quite a few nasty critters and creatures along the way. Thank God no more giant tree spiders. We pulled up a little bit closer to the edge of a clearing, this clearing in front of us, and we began to sneak in and get a good survey of the area. Aesop took to the skies and went invisible and kind of scouted out to see what was going on towards the top of the hut. We started sneaking down a little bit further. Glace mind controlled one of them. It freaks out and starts talking to one of the others. We engage and then are caught into a nasty bit of combat. We're able to take out a few of the scro, but as we get closer, we notice that the two on the bridge were basically setting traps for us, an ambush or a way to protect their camp. Glace, through a flurry of petals and sparkles and glamour, grabs me, and then we teleport through a dimension door, popping in right next to the main base camp. While poor Aesop's getting beat up, we decide to go full bore to try and help our buddy Sung Kong. But both of us are restrained and held under this dude's magic, who I'm assuming is maybe a head or lead scro. We're not sure yet. Nearly killing poor Sung Kong after he failed his attack. We end our campaign with our session with one of the coolest endings that we've ever had. Aesop asked kindly from the DM if he could have one more turn, dropping a flashbang, running out of the room, sliding middle bird finger up at our silly scro over here, pours a mouthful of a advanced healing potion.
It was a greater healing potion. Yeah.
Greater healing potion down Sung Kong's throat, pops him back up and says, "No. Expletive, expletive, expletive." And
It's pretty accurate.
I'm pumped up, even though I'm paralyzed, and I was able to at least squeak out a few words to try and slow it down. I'm ready to go.
What a interesting predicament we find ourselves in. So, that was a pretty succinct recap. Thank you, Rinkaz. You find a weird bit in your pockets. You can't reach it. You're paralyzed, but you do feel that it's there. With that said, we were mid-combat, as you mentioned, when this difficult encounter broke out. We had just finished on Aesop's turn, as Rinkaz mentioned, diving down to quickly open and purse open the lips of Sun Kong's unconscious body and pour in a healing elixir to bring him back from the brink of unconsciousness. Sun Kong, you had already taken a injury last session, correct?
Yeah, it's my left leg.
Your left leg, that's right. The pain is still there as the foggy blackness that surrounds your vision gives way to a liquid that seems to be running down your throat. You sort of naturally swallowing as you imbibe it. You open your eyes foggily to see above you Aesop, having finished pouring some type of healing potion into your mouth. You also see surrounding the area around here what looks to be a similar situation that you saw before going down, where your party was close to you from Glace's gate, but you were still surrounded by a few scro here, and one that is adjacent to you down to the bottom right that has a particularly nasty warhammer that he brought down on you to knock you unconscious. As your consciousness is coming back to you, all of this sort of happening within a few seconds, you immediately remember the searing pain in your left leg from your injury. However, from having been knocked unconscious and falling to 0 hit points, I need you to make another d6 roll.
This is fine.
5.
Okay. With that roll,
Your leg is gone.
Right?
you fall to injury level 2 for your left leg as it
I
was
knew it.
smashed down upon with the
I knew it.
warhammer. You have disadvantage on ability checks using your left leg, so anything obviously dexterity saving throws and the like. Athletics checks, stuff like that. Acrobatics checks involving your legs. But you also suffer level 2, which is you fall prone after taking the dash action. Your left leg now stings, and you can see a pretty sizable visible bruise on the calf area. You are able to pull yourself back to consciousness now, realizing that you and your surrounding friends are in the middle of their engagement with the scro. Aesop, as you jump down to the ground to quickly feed this to Sun Kong, we ended last session with the scro, slightly taller, less armored than the others, though still intimidating with the warhammer that he used to kind of beat down on Sun Kong, standing at attention and saying to you, "So be it," realizing that after giving his command for you all to surrender your weapons, your initiation in helping Sun Kong has continued the combat instead of stopping it. He says this in Elvish with Glace or Vidi, I'm assuming, translating. Do any of you else have Elvish as a language?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Fa does, yeah.
Okay, so Fa too, you would understand this. You also turn around, Sun Kong, to see that Ogre Mush, during your time of getting knocked down by this warhammer, was doing his best to attempt to deflect the blows and has taken some himself. He has taken 2 injuries now, and you can see a few pock marks in his sort of tattered, wild-like, dirty clothing, and see quite a few bruises marked on his body. With that, we had just finished, as I mentioned, Aesop's turn, so it is now Envidi's turn.
All right.
What do you do, my friend?
So I'm gonna move up. Move up my 30 move speed. And then ask an excellent question to the DM Lord.
God is
From
listening.
here, what's my line of sight on the Warhammer wielding guy who is going to execute Sun Kong?
Let's take a look. Give me a high or low luck roll.
We're going high.
You hate to see it.
Opposite of high.
You hate to see it.
Your sight to him is just a bit covered by one of the still standing horses that is still attached to this wagon. The reins and gear around it still attached to the front end pole that sticks out that keeps each of them. The other one I kind of scribbled away, you see in green. That's where the other one took it and rode away. So because of the imposing nature of the horse in front, it gives him half cover. So you certainly can still fire at him. He just has a bonus to his AC to attempt to not be hit by it.
Okay. So from here,
but if you've got the range, you can fire away.
I do have the range. Are you allowed to tell me what half cover does to AC?
Half cover gives him +2 bonus to AC and dexterity saving throws.
Wait, he doesn't have half cover against Nvidia though. He's on the bridge, right?
But the bridge is not elevated.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. He's like up on a hill or something.
Yeah, it's the same level. The river underneath, there's a like a lowering of a decline. It's like a ditch full of water, this river here. So the bridge is actually completely horizontal. It doesn't raise or anything like that.
I see.
So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to, into my communicator, tell Fa, you gotta get with everybody else and save them immediately. And fire off an Eldritch Blast at target 1, target 2, and target 3. With the intention of pushing.
Okay.
Since Eldritch Blast is 120.
I saw your second 2 targets. Who's your first target? Could you ping them again?
It's gonna go clockwise. First target's gonna be
the female
on
scro,
the left.
the one attacking Sun Kong, and then the male scro at the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You got it. You
Fair
lift your 2 palms. They light up, and in a succession of arcane volleys, fire off your Eldritch Blast at each of these 3 targets ahead of you. The 2, because of the spacing between the pikes that jet out of the ground here, they do not have cover. You can fire through just catching them. However, as I mentioned, the scro that's standing next to Sun Kong is a little more obscured.
Okay. So first one is gonna go for female scro on the left.
Sure.
18 versus AC.
That is going to hit.
14 force, and I want to push it back 10.
All right. Your blast connects. This female scro was already looking pretty bruised and beaten. You throw her back, your blast sifting through a space in the 2 pikes. You hear the rustle of the dirt and rocks as she's thrown back, nearly toppling over prone. She grabs at her wounds as she yells out from the blast connecting to her.
Okay, second one's going for the one up by Sun Kong.
Yep.
26 versus AC.
That's gonna hit.
Jesus Christ.
Get it.
It's gonna be 7 force damage, and it's gonna push back 10.
Nearly tripping over the chair or bench, the wooden stool that sits next to the open fire that sits outside of this camp area here. The tall, relatively imposing scro is pushed back by a very bright blast. Sun Kong, Aesop, you see that flies by the horse's head from below and smashes into him, knocking him closer to you, Aesop, Glace, and Rinkaz. He looks back over that way, a little having a bit of a hard time really being able to see who's still back there, but with a certain grimace on his face as he looks to the rest of you.
Glace screams. I can't do that scream she does. she
Yeah,
does it.
That's unique. And final guy.
Final guy is the one to the right of the bridge.
Yep.
24 versus AC.
Totally hits.
I mean, 9 force, pushback 10.
Alright. Final blast, finding its way through an opening in the pikes and certainly blasting into the male scro, throwing him back. Fa, you see upturned grass and dirt as the blast connects, pushing these two up ahead on your left and right back some. Female scro's not looking particularly great.
Good shoot.
Yeah, good turn.
Anything else in VD?
That's all I have at this point.
Alright. Sun Kong, you are knocked unconscious. You are prone, not that it really matters to you because you can move 90 feet in a turn. But you are conscious again and able to act. As I mentioned before, Ogremush has taken some pummeling for you, but is still standing strong. In your mind, you hear Sun Kong.
Roshi?
I was created specifically to counter the orcs, and by extension these scro. We must work to defeat their evil.
Oh, we will. Together. And,
Stay with
yeah,
me, he says.
Let's do it.
You stand up.
Yeah.
You feel the searing pain from your bruise, but you pull yourself up, ready to defend and combat the enemies around.
Okay, I'm gonna transform.
Alright. With a blast of light, a golden aura surrounding you as you and Roshi merge your minds, fusing your energies together. A golden, lightish, chitinous armor surrounding your form. You shift into your bionoid form, the combat mode, and that should be controllable by you. We're gonna do similarly. You can use this token. We're just gonna keep the stats on your other one over there on the side.
Sure, yeah.
So.
Does anyone remember what...
Oh, sorry. There's a blast of your aura as dirt and rocks is kicked up near everyone as you watch Sun Kong transform.
Oh, out of character. I think we really needed this.
Yeah. No, this was always gonna happen. I already figured this much. Does anyone remember... I remember the wave... the flag on my character was for bardic inspiration. Does anyone remember what the heart was for?
No.
Remember. Oh well. I know I know the other thing is from my AC going up from my inspiration card last time. Alright, either way, I am going to attack Ooh, cool. This is the guy that attacked me, right?
The very tall, imposing, slightly less armored scro, who seems to be adept at spellcasting as well, to your top right, is the one who attacked you.
Cool. Alright, he's getting it first then.
Alright.
I am going to first use my bionoid form's forearm blades to attack.
Two sharp, slightly curved blades extend from Sun Kong's elbows as he begins to twirl in a combative pose, striking at the tall scro.
Oh, also, I'm just gonna go ahead and, well, how does he look? He's still, I don't think I've done any damage to him, right? He looks good? He looks
Without
strong.
any checks, he looks good and strong.
Yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and use this as well to add 3d6 extra damage on my next hit.
Nice.
And that comes from...
That inspiration card.
Okay, excellent.
So I will attack with my forearm blade. Please. 19 to hit.
A 19 hits.
Awesome. I will also use a key point to activate Stunning Fist. So you have to make a 15. What is it? Con saving throw, I believe. Wisdom, right? No, con. I never remember.
Let's make sure.
Beyond. Let's see. Where are you? Stunning con. Yep, con save. 15. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
He rolls a 14.
Excellent. Fails. He is stunned to the end of my next turn.
Your fist impacts his chest as he tries to defend with his warhammer. You strike just below the handle where he tried to parry, and you watch the reverberations happen through his chest. He begins to seize up as his form slows. Your strike stunning him.
Excellent. So Stunning Strike is just a free action. So as a bonus action, I will activate Flurry of Blows for people. So now I have an extra attack, a bonus attack on all of my normal attacks. So, I will have this blade on one hit, so 3, 7. Oh, wrong die, sorry. Pay no attention to that one. Second attack for my Flurry of Blows with this is... Oh, but it's advantage because he's stunned. Does 18 hit?
And 18 hits.
Excellent. So 7 plus 9, 16. So those are my 2 forearm blades. Now I'll attack with my quarterstaff.
You hit him twice.
Yeah, those are my 2 forearm blades, and then I have my 2 normal attacks. With my, I will use my quarterstaff.
So I saw that the 18 hit. Was anything close to that number besides that one?
I'm sorry.
I saw the 18 that you rolled from the D20. Was there another one around that range?
Yeah, before I rolled a 19. That was my first.
Okay,
first
I see that. Okay.
Yeah.
So your 18 hits. He makes a concentration check and succeeds.
Okay. Lucky bastard. Well, my next attack though. So I've done my 2 forearm blades. Yeah. So my first.
This next attack is a
crit.
Ghetto crit. Take your card.
Take. What does that do? Ooh, fortuitous circumstance. Excellent. All right, so that hits. 9 for that one, so that's 25. First bonus is attack with my quarterstaff. Do my advantage just to see if I get another crit. Oh, excellent, because Bionoid has augmented crit. 19
Oh my
crit.
god.
Jeez.
Talk about turning the tide of battle. Jesus Christ.
Oh, and I didn't roll my extra damage on my last crit. Oh well, it's fine. I will roll on this one though.
Sun Kong, buddy, we gotta get you some macros, my friend.
I don't know how to make these things. You have to help me.
We'll get you. Get you.
We got you, dude. We'll make you max.
He fails the second concentration check. You feel your body relax, Rinkez, and find yourself free of your paralyzation.
Thank God.
So 11
Everything's turning
plus,
up
so that's
Wheelhouse.
12, so that's 37 damage. And now my flurry of blows bonus attack. $13 and another crit.
This
What?
is.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Where's the crit from?
Where's the other crit?
I rolled my advantage. I rolled a 13 and a 20. The last two rolls in the chat.
Where's the?
I don't see the
Oh, we
20.
didn't get the 20 yet.
Yeah, I don't see the 20.
What a fucking liar! What a big old liar face.
You don't? Do you guys seriously not see it?
Fire
No.
monkey.
I mean, a 22 hits, but I don't see the 20.
I'll roll it again. I
Yeah,
guess.
just roll anything.
Yeah.
again. Then push.
Damn it. Alright, not a crit. That's fine.
They're not getting your rolls.
So
Yeah, I don't see that one either.
37 plus. So 49. And then my second normal quarterstaff attack. $16. Everyone sees that? And then 17. Alright, so that hits regular. What was that? 49. Do I get to roll that again, or is it just one time? How's that work?
No, just one.
Okay, so
It already did it for you.
yeah, I just didn't know if it kept going like before. Yeah, never mind. So next would be 50. What? 55, I think. 49 plus 8. Yeah. No, 57. Sorry.
Alright.
Bonus attack. 18 and so take the 18. $56, 65, and my last attack. $19 hits, right?
19 will hit, yes.
Did I get here just in time for Sun Kong to beat the boss?
He just transformed into the bug after we got him off the ground.
74 damage total.
A volley of strikes is delivered from Sun Kong in his bionoid form. Glace, you look up to see the tall, imposing scro in front of you, where once he was adjacent to Sun Kong down below, is now beaten and pretty brutalized, but still standing, a sneer on his face as he seems stunned and unable to move.
So now, I forgot to do the damage for my my inspiration card. It was 3. Was it D6 or D8? Shit.
It's 6. 3d6 lightning. Glorious card.
15. So that's actually 80. No, 90. Yeah, 74. Yeah. 90.
That's a lot of damage.
Is he dead? Or if he's not dead, I have one more thing I can do.
Oh my god!
He
Ow.
is bruised, beaten, and bloody, but is still standing. Stunned, but still standing.
So what was the last damage I did with my quarterstaff? It was 9. So instead, we're gonna make that the max damage. So instead of being a 9, it'll be, what is that? D8 plus 6. So
And how does that happen?
I will use Orgamush's inspiration to use his crushing blow. When you roll damage on a melee weapon attack, Orgamush can spend his inspiration to cause the weapon's damage dice to deal max damage.
His inspiration, you have to give him yours to use it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
So any of the character
still 90
cards, It's a shitload, but just keep in mind any of the companions, when they say they can use inspiration, they need yours to do it.
I did not.
So you have a little extra utility. You can use your inspiration for yourself, or if you have a companion with a cool ability, you can allow them to help you out.
Cool.
All
Well,
right.
In that case, I guess I'll just leave it at 74 normal bone seeds. Slicing with my forearms, bludgeoning with my quarterstaff, and then it was 15 lightning, so 90 total.
Okay, so Sun Kong took his turn. That's the end of the stream. Thank you everybody for joining us this session. Let's
Can't
see.
wait for the rest of the fight next week.
What's that?
Can't wait for the rest of the fight next week, boy.
Hey, he downed me. I couldn't let that go unanswered.
You sure got him back.
Yeah, seriously. Next up is the female scro.
Oh shit! It's got one more thing.
No, you're done. Moving
Oh no, I
on.
used my bonus action. Never mind.
Alright, hang on just a second.
Cthulhu pops up from the water, promoting the new Call of Cthulhu stream that's going to be happening. Everyone dies.
Glace, here's your inspiration over here in the east. You can grab it.
The glowing, somewhat ethereal, floating weapon, this short sword looking weapon, floats over next to you, Rinkaz. Actually both you, Rinkaz, and Aesop, and makes a strike at you, Aesop.
I mean, it doesn't have to.
It's gonna try. And it's probably going to miss. Does a 17 hit AC?
Almost, but no, it does.
It slices and just barely misses.
Ah!
The female scro shifts back behind these boxes some, still line of sight over on the tall, imposing scro. And she is going to throw up a hand, and for her action, you see a glowing palm from the female scro within the huts here, or this area that holds seems to be a storage area. And you watch, despite the large majority of the wounds now on the taller scro, some of them begin to heal up some.
Oh, that fucking bitch! Okay, but this is the last straw. I'm gonna burn that whole hut to the ground.
And Vidi, down below, the spiritual weapon next to you that floats in the air attempts to make a strike at you. Does a 17 hit your AC?
Yes, it does.
Okay. It strikes at you, hitting you for 6 slashing damage. Just make sure that's slashing damage. That's actually force damage. So 6 force damage, and let's see here. She is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20,
Away from me, you
25.
bitch!
Right in front of you, Fa.
I tried, man.
Sorry.
He's dead.
Pulling out a longsword, gripping it in her hands.
It makes an attack on one of my duplicates. It has an AC 13.
Alright, that's gonna hit.
Poof.
It just dissipates.
She scowls at you and says something under her breath that you can't understand.
But does
Follow
she
us up.
scowl at the right one?
Ooh, let's find out.
She does not.
Fall looks up with wry grin.
With that, it is the male scro turn.
Throw to him.
This one shifts. You're getting in on the action. It's going to attempt to make a strike at you, Rinkaz.
Bring it. "19 armor class."
He pulls out a battle axe in one hand and cleaves it your way for 21 versus AC.
Bring it.
It cuts into you for 4 slashing damage.
Oh,
I laugh and walk into it.
The one below attempts to strike out and lash out with a similar battle axe at you, Aesop,
No, that's fine.
for 14 versus AC.
Dodge. Still got a little duelist.
The scro down to the south, a little bit northeast of Yufa, pulls out a pistol a little less intricate than what Rinkaz carries and turns towards you and fires off with it your way
God damn.
for 13 versus AC.
It hits one of my dudes.
It shifts just a bit to the side of your head, hitting one of your dupes. I'm assuming those vanish once popped.
Yeah. So I've
Does-
got one left.
One left, okay. You're still sort of shifting another slightly translucent, but still very difficult to tell who stands close to you in the same space. You kind of shifting in between one another to help confuse the enemy. I believe that is all of them. Actually, well, no, he moves on Glace's turn. Speaking of, Glace, it's your turn. You still have your mind-controlled scro down at the bottom. Otherwise, you can kind of see what's going on tactically with the whole group kind of cluttering in now where you brought your teammate up with your gate.
Okay. In that case, I am going to cast. I'm going to use this inspo card, and oh, come on now. Make my spell. Use this card, which is going to add a DC by 1, so it's going to be DC save, 18 Dex for Fairy Fire, and I'm going to put it. Oh, we're going to put it right here so it hits everyone.
Yes. Good.
So they have to make a DC 18 Dexterity saving throw.
All right. We'll just, and that's gonna hit everybody in
Over here. Yeah.
Okay. And that's all creatures?
Yeah.
Okay. The top female scroll rolls a ghetto crit.
Oh.
Going clockwise, the scro that is just above Rinkaz rolls a 15, fails.
Fail.
The one below it rolls a really low roll, fails. And then the furbolg within also fails.
Sorry, dude, bro.
It doesn't hurt him though.
Great. So they're gonna be affected. It's a flash, so it disappears, and they're affected for a minute. Now that is a concentration, so I'm assuming if I get
You
hit,
maintaining concentration on that?
it says it's concentration, so
Okay. In that case, you feel your arcane domain with your persuasive magic fall away from the scro down to the south.
Sorry, fam. Is
Oh,
Spa
this-
down there?
This is probably better at this point.
Fawn and Viti are both down there, but they're
Sorry.
moving on.
So any attack roll against these creatures who have failed will have advantage against them, and they cannot benefit from being invisible if that matters. As a bonus action, I'm going to use my distracting beauty and add +5 to my AC.
Can you mark the ones, Jason, that have fairy fire on them?
Yes, I can. A number of glowing motes of varying shapes and sizes surround Glace, giving her a distractive aura that surrounds her form.
That is all I can do.
You hear the furbolg inside, kind of waving away at the bright, pinkish fairy fire within. The other scro grunting to themselves, speaking in a very guttury language that none of you pick up. It seems like they're bilingual, but whatever they're speaking is not Elvish and it's difficult to make out. Alright. Glace, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
You watch as the furbolg begins quickly crawling over what looks like these bags of perhaps grain or some type of storage supply held here, and quickly shifts behind some crates and stuff like that, crawling on his hands and knees as he pulls himself over the stacks. Alright. Rinkaz, you're up.
Oh, well.
You find yourself in a clusterfuck.
You're not paralyzed, though. That's something.
And I've fallen and I can't get up. How bad does he look?
Ping, who?
That one. The one that's across from me.
He looks pretty healthy.
And the one on the other side is the one who
He
I assume
looks
casted that paralyzed.
pretty brutalized, and he is the one who initially cast his spell to try and hold you and Glace in place as you gated over there.
Ah, well, fuck this guy. I look to him and say, I don't understand a word that you're saying, nor do I care. But you can consult with Deborah.
Yeah.
I quickly looked at Aesop and said, I used a big word.
Consult?
Which one? Oh, yeah, okay.
That's your big word?
No, my big word's Deborah, and I fire it at him.
Fuck you, Rinkaz. That's
That's
great.
amazing.
Wow.
Corkscrew barrel gives me an advantage on any attacks that are made against adjacent foes. It can only shoot adjacent foes because it has a 7.5 yard range.
It could not be more of a sawed-off shotgun at this point. However, you all watch as a raucous sound emits from the blast as just a cacophonous blow of spray is let out from the end of the barrel.
That's such a satisfying word. Cacophonous.
Does 19 hit?
19 is gonna hit.
No. This thing's just basically like a handful of M80s on a stick at the moment. Make sure I get the damage right on my macro. What a crappy roll. 14?
14 damage, okay.
Yes. Is he still standing?
You watch as the spray from your shotgun blasts into his form. Bleeding. Still stunned though, so he cannot take a knee. You watch as his form is still standing, looking down just a bit towards you in a very antagonizing way.
I'm sorry. Come again. Anything else? I fire again. 25 to hit
That'll hit.
for 17.
17 damage. Rinkaz, what's it look when you like when you kill this guy.
Hell yeah.
Take his entire shoulder off with that stupid half shoulder pad he has.
You see the entire arm just blister and spray as it is nearly fully taken off from the second shot of the shotgun. Blood just spraying all around. He now falls to his knees and clumps over dead.
I blow the end of Deborah's barrel and I look back to them and say, "You're in for it now. There's scro way out." And in my
Wreck, did you get that?
They turn to one another, and you hear the male scro to the right of you, Fa, pull out a horn, and you hear. Anything else, Ringcats?
nada.
Alright, Fa, you're up.
Fuck. Does this. He's out with the sparkling glove. 15 to hit. It's shocking grass.
Trying to touch this one just immediately in front of you.
Yeah.
I was touching him.
Yeah.
Just barely misses.
Bad touch.
Ah, I'm gonna go for it anyways.
She is going to attempt to make a strike at you.
Let's see it. You dingus.
It's a unnatural 20 hit AC.
Oh, let's find out if it hits me. Oop, that wasn't the right button. That one was. Oh, it hits my last duplicate.
She strikes as you run by. The last duplicate struck finally shifts, dissipating in the air.
Nice hit, you nerd.
You quickly run up to a relatively panicked horse.
And I will bonus action to throw a dagger at this guy, I guess.
Okay.
Turn orders in the way. There's a lot of dice on that. 10 to hit, doesn't hit.
That is gonna just go a little wide and catch in the ground between his feet, where it would have caught him in the foot.
I'll look at him and say, "Would you be a sweetie? Get that for me?"
Or he yells at you.
Okay. You could have said no.
Anything
it.
else? Okay, Jira.
Jira is going to still hang out on my shoulder and just hold an action to cast a spell that I funnel into him.
All right. Passing and moving on down turn order. Aesop, that means you're up next.
All right, everyone. Apologies in advance, and I
Explode.
Oh no, I explode. I don't have to because the guy behind me is dead now. That's great. That's great news. I'm going to throw a bomb here, so it's not going to do full damage to anything, but it might do half damage to both these guys.
Okay.
I'm going to throw a lightning bomb. So it explodes in red lightning. They have to make a DC 16 dex save on both of them there.
A 16, you say?
Yes.
And that's against the two adjacent to you?
Yeah, these two schmucks.
Top one fails. The one below rolls a natty 20.
Ooh. Top one, dang it. Alright, top one takes 7 lightning damage and can't take reactions until the end of his next turn.
A blast of electricity arcs through him. The other one's shifting out of the way.
You can move away. And you know what? Fucking everyone can move away because I throw down a flashbang, which also affects you guys, sorry. But everyone within 5 feet of me can't take reactions until the end of their next turn. Bye! I fly
Third
away.
Dale Gribble with your pocket sand over.
Pocket sand.
I am going to maintain an altitude of 15 feet in the air over this cart.
Sun Kong, you hear behind you Ogramash say,
What do?
Anything else, Aesop?
No, that's my turn.
Alright, you shifting behind now see Fa making her way up on the other side of the horse of the other cart. Scrolling on down. Nvidi, you are up.
Alright, I want to continue moving up.
There's a very confused looking male scro who's looking down at a collapsed corpse and back at the ensuing chaos up north as you quickly run past, heading towards the female scro at the end of the bridge.
And this female scro looks pretty bad.
She looks very bad.
Okay, I would like to...
She just turned to take a strike at Fa, however, and it seems as though she will not have time to strike at you, so do you want to move past her?
I can't physically. I'm
Okay.
at a
Just
move.
let you know.
I'd like to drop a sacred flame on her and have her make a DC 17 dex save.
Dex saves, huh?
Cleanse her with fire!
That's gonna hit.
For 18 radiant.
Nvidi, what does it look like as the fire consumes her?
The beam of light is going to come down, and she's just going to start to sizzle and smoke.
Oh god! Oh god!
The spiritual weapon that she had summoned, glistening with a purple pinkish tone below, dissipates. Fraxinus is behind, holding the weapon the whole time. No, she's with you, Nvidi. Although you watch her take a little bit of a step back, seeing the flame engulf the female scro ahead.
Just, I'll flash her a grin and a thumbs up, and pass my turn.
Slight frown on her face, but she continues following you. Sun Kong, you are up next.
Okay. I'll attack this one. I have advantage on attacking it.
Mm-hmm.
He is
the fairy
covered in, yes, sparkling arcane fire from Glace's fairy fire, making him pretty easy to hit.
Alright, blades first. $25 hits.
Totally hits.
14 damage. I'll also do stunning fist on him.
Okay.
15 con save.
Totally fails.
And he's stunned to the end of my next turn.
You watch each of you as Sun Kong strikes another at a vital part in the body. A shock wave shifting through its body as his clothing actually and armor reverberates just a bit on his form. He seems to be unable to move.
Alright, next attack. $25 hits. 23. Then my quarterstaff. $25 hits. 37.
Was that 37 after the initial 14 damage?
I'm just adding it all up. So it's
Okay,
37
gotcha.
total. Yeah.
Gotcha.
19's a critical since I'm a Bionoid right
Oh,
now.
shit! Like 3 criticals within 2 turns. Fuck.
Amazing.
Oh,
Oh no!
roll another
I
d8.
I get an extra D8 though because it's just critical.
Sun Kong, merge with Roshi in your Bionoid combat form. You feel a certain growing opposition to the scro before you. You feel as though eliminating them is a necessary need.
So 48 total damage.
Oof.
And then my
Yes.
last.
Disgusting.
Thank goodness I have advantage.
Oh.
Oh, well, at least it's not a crit fail.
Finally miss, and then my bonus attack.
Oh my god.
I am aghast.
Well, I mean, when you throw 50 d20s in a round,
It's not even that many though. It's like 8. He's like crit on. He has like a 50% crit rate.
Sun
Sun
Kong,
Kong.
what does it look like when you cut this male scro down?
I just figure like I hit him a bunch, and then I hit him my quarterstaff hard into the side
Oh,
of the building, and just like he crumples.
Oh, honey. He was already dead.
Anything else, Sun Kong?
I want to use my greater drops of healing for my bonus action.
tasty.
Did you attack as a bonus action?
No, I actually didn't. I stopped myself from using my flurry of blows. Stunning
Like,
fist is a
I didn't fucking have to.
God.
Stunning fist is a free action.
Dear wizards, what the fuck?
Hey, to be fair, you gave him the Bionoid.
you
Like,
This
did.
is true. This is
So
true.
I get 10 health. And I didn't move, so I could move. This is a weapon, right? It's not an actual
It
person.
is a flowing blade that it looks to be made of arcane energy floating in the air.
So I don't know how this magic stuff works. Hey Aesop, can I move through that?
you could
thing?
just walk through it.
I can walk through it. Okay.
Just
that's-
go
why
through
not?
it.
5, 10, 15. Oh, there's this guy here. I didn't even see this guy. What up, y'all?
Well, he can't make reactions if you want to walk past him.
Oh, true. And my turn.
Nice.
The weapon floating in the air, Rinkaz, first lashes out your way in an attempt to strike you. But a 14 versus AC probably does not hit.
No, sir.
Sun Kong, in your binoid form, you push into this storage hut, seeing a female scro with a bit of a scintillating flame from Glace's fairy fire on her. You watch her stand up tall, seeing you in peak physical form. She pulls her long blade out. You see her breathe in heavily and breathe out, and she attempts to attack you.
She could try.
25 versus AC.
Okay, she could succeed.
Yep.
She strikes into you for 11. Oh, well, no, hang on. That's gonna be
37.
no 13 slashing damage because she's holding it with both hands. She also shifts in between the barrel and a pile of wood here, attempting to push her way in between you and the furbolg behind her. The other female scro is dead. That's their turn. It is the male scro turn. This top one is gonna try and push past you, Rinkaz. You can get an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Actually,
No, I can't. Flashbang.
Oh, I see. That's right. He's gonna push
Nice.
past. So is this scro technically blinded or just?
No, he just can't make attacks of opportunity, and neither could
Okay.
anyone that was next to me. I'm 15 feet in the air, fuck you! Oh no, fall! Sorry.
Fa, you see this scro draw near, but he quickly throws a leg and begins to mount the horse next to you.
Oh,
Hey, hey!
rude! Leaving the party.
This one runs up and looks to the one on the horse. Roshers, he says as he tries to attempt to strike into you. Fa.
Oh,
Low roll, 12 versus AC.
12 misses.
He continues moving and jumps into the back of the cart.
You fucking cowards, what are you doing?
This one below is going to dash. And Vidi, you can make an attack of opportunity if you'd like as he tries to run past you.
Okay. Melee attack, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Attack opportunity?
It's like a quick swipe with a weapon or something in hand to try and catch him as he runs by.
I think I'm dual wielding a rod and a staff, so unarmed.
Hit him with the staff! Hit him with the staff!
I don't know what my weapons would have, but
It's a quarterstaff.
He's got a dildo in each hand.
yeah,
Ah, what do I do?
full caster mode.
What,
How am I hit?
what's your
Just
strength
melee.
What's your strength modifier?
0.
Oh, did you
Oh,
just
it's
roll
flat
a
d20.
naked d20, buddy?
D&D Beyond says +4.
That's wrong.
Hey,
Those are lies.
Oh, Phoebe.
What do I do? Ah!
try to trip him and it misses.
A valiant attempt to strike as he dashes by, but unfortunately misses. So
Point
seems
him
to
at
be
it. I see
running
him.
towards the cart.
It's
This
never
cart-
happened before.
This cart is so fucked, y'all. I'm going to ruin this cart. I'm gonna fucking ruin it.
Card is
Glace,
like,
you're up.
Let's see. This is a healing word is a bonus action. Fuck. Okay, I don't use healing word. Sorry, Sun Kong. Instead, I'm going to
Fuck you, Sun Kong.
Well, that changes things. How far away is Fa? Let's see. Okay, you're perfect, baby. I'm going to use Mantle as a bonus action, Mantle of Inspiration, and everybody that I can see within 60 feet gets and that can see me, gets 11 temporary hit points and can
Oh.
use your reaction, if they're not fucking flashbanged, to, well, it doesn't matter because you guys are near me anyway, to use your reaction to your speed, the closest, safest path to me, if you want. Sorry, Nvidi, I think you're a little too far away.
a little bit.
Fa could though.
Does that
Yeah.
incur opportunity attacks?
No,
or
it doesn't.
Sweet.
He's flashbanged anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. As yeah, I'll go at no, fuck, I can't. I'm gonna use Frenzied Bolt. And I'm gonna start. I have to have somewhere to start, so I'll start right here on this guy.
Okay. Furthest one south.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to get my dice, sorry.
How dare you?
Does an unnatural 20 hit?
Those are 20. Yes.
Okay. How does it feel, Jason?
Shots fired.
Let's see. It's gonna be random damage, and it's gonna be 3d8 random damage. So here we go, everybody. Here's my 3d8.
Fire.
And it was an odd roll. So it's fire. It was 15. So it bounces on an odd roll, I believe.
What does it bounce to do?
Yes, it bounces to the next enemy until there's no enemies, and then it bounces to my friends. And so
Hold on, what?
The next enemy, we'll make it to this guy.
He has to choose a new target within range, friend or foe, and make another attack against them.
Point of order: is the horse count as an enemy? Does the horse be enemy?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
It
I'll
doesn't
just-
have an intelligence high enough to count to know that it's doing evil.
That's fair.
Weird semantics of D&D. That's what I'm rolling with.
Okay.
It's an even number I rolled. So
Okay.
19. Does a
19
19 hit, Jason?
totally hits.
Okay, 3d8 random. Oh, so that's 11 random.
And this is lightning damage.
I'm done.
That was 11?
Yeah.
Very nice. A blast of electricity, Aesop. You watch as the cart below the scroll in the back is jolted by a blast that once was fire, then shifted into what looked like a ball of electricity smashing into him.
Nice.
The Furbolg holds his ground. We roll back into the top ring cats.
Well, I mean, is that hologram weapon thing able to take reactions? Could I move away from it?
Doesn't look like it could.
Okay. I'm gonna switch to my rifle. I'll drop Deborah if I have to. Just quick switch. And I'm going to take a shot at this.
The one inside.
The one on the horse.
Okay.
Let's see. So I just double checking. Alright, crossing my fingers. 22 hit.
22 hits.
Okay.
Yeah, if
just making
somebody
sure.
wants to pick up Kev's character and roll with him. I mean, we've only got a few minutes left, so
We might be
Depending-
done with the encounter before
I was
then.
gonna say, yeah, exactly, depending on your actions.
8.
A
still
shot
up.
rings out, catching him. He continues, though, trying to mitigate the blast hitting him in the shoulder to continue getting ready to take off in the cart.
Since it's almost the end of the set, I want to make sure I hit. So I'm going to use a point of grit for extra damage. And I'm going to use my card to gain advantage on my attack.
Okay.
.26 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
It's going to do D12 plus 5 and an additional D12. That is 20 damage.
Your shot fires out. You catch the scroll in the neck, and you see him collapse over to the side of the horse. It
Too
rears up.
bad.
I blow on the edge of my rifle and laugh and say, I'd say it again, but I don't want to beat a dead horse and end my...
Holy shit! Did you get that
Rip
right?
your throat out!
Fa,
Did
you're
somebody
up.
hear 22?
We're fine. We're fine.
Thought just blinks for a while. Or shoot, good thing, which is let's shoot this guy a bow arrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Does 27 hit?
Woo! Critical!
Oh, crit, baby,
I was
crit.
gonna say that. Pretty sure it's a crit.
Good boy. That's a good
That's
boy.
that's a good boy card, and you get double sneak attack, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sneak attack doubles on crit, man.
Fucking A!
Yeah.
How many do I typing 40?
Sneak attack. How does that trigger?
He's a rogue. Oh, actually, you're right. How does that trigger, Fa? There's no ally adjacent.
Yeah,
Oh.
usually you gotta have somebody next to him.
Oh,
You got such nasty damage.
Oh.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. I'm
Well,
sorry.
35 sneak attack damage.
Unless
Goodbye.
you're advantage. Wait, which one are you
Would've-
going after?
What would have been 45 damage is now just 10 on this
Wait.
guy.
Oh, and he's not lit. Okay.
No, he is not lit.
You watch though as your arrow catches one of his legs as he is trying to pull himself up in the cart from jumping in the back of it.
Try to offhand strike him. Get that nasty damage in.
I don't have any. I threw my dagger. Oh shit! I gotta go get my dagger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
This is
7,
amazing.
8 with my dash, and then 1, 2,
I love cunning action
3.
ability.
That's all I got.
All right, Jira.
Same again, just stay on my shoulder, hold action to cast a touch spell funneled through him.
Fraxinus says, "Do you want me to do anything?" And Sylvan to you.
Just put a palm up and just kind of wave.
Stand there and look pretty.
Yes, continue looking really, really smart. It helps a lot.
Oh, indeed.
What a man.
But she probably doesn't understand me at all.
She shrugs. Aesop.
How flammable does the back of this cart look?
Oh, it looks like it's got plenty of cloth and wood material.
Yeah,
it's
let's
sturdy,
just-
but definitely made out of flammable material.
Let's just sit that bad boy down there.
All right.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna throw a regular old bomb at this guy with advantage. And hold on, let me roll with advantage. Actually, it's gonna be 18 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
All right, he takes 22 fire damage, and everything within 5 feet of him, including maybe the butts of the horse, has to make a dex save, or it takes 11 fire damage. And the cart, which I assume has some flammable stuff on it.
Everything next to him, 5 feet.
Yeah, I just Molotov'd the cart.
What's it look like as the cart catches on fire with him in it?
I would, in my head, I imagine this going down as the cart ignites and it scares the horses and they just go off in a random direction.
You watch as the scro in the back is consumed in flame. And you watch as the fires begin to lick at the tail of the horse, but you watch as the ropes and other material that keep it held to the cart burn through, releasing, and it begins to run off, kind of crunching with the scro that had fallen next to it underneath its hooves as it begins to take off, just wildly.
What?
I think I'm just gonna stay hovering above this cart because I'm unsure if I should be more worried about this guy hitting our squishies or the shit that's going on up here. So I am done.
Who's squishy?
Well, you without mirror image?
No.
Oh yeah?
And Vidi, you are up.
Well, Invidi's definitely squishy.
And Diddy's squishy.
I'm squishy, but I'm durable.
I'm going to kill him.
What is this scro up here to be or look like? How's his life looking?
He's taken a couple nicks and definitely has some battle wounds. You can make a check to see more info, but he's still standing.
Okay. Insight?
Insight, nature, survival, medicine.
That's a 22 insight look for his health.
You get this sense because he has a slight limp as he's shifting around that he is taken some damage but is relatively healthy.
I'd like to move there And then Sacred Flame, DC 17 Dex save.
You throw out a palm. He attempts to dodge and fails.
Or 23 radiant.
A column of fire begins to curl around, lighting him up. What does it look like as you take him down?
Hell yeah.
He is going to be bathed in light and then combust.
Disgusting.
I can't help it.
Alright. Anything else in VD?
As a bonus action, one ally within 60 feet, Sun Kong.
Sun Kong is actually inside the hut.
Yeah.
Ah, looking at the wrong thing. Okay, I will not do anything else.
Alright, Glace / Sun Kong.
Just roll
Woo!
like
I'm
18,
so
20.
calm, guys. I'm gonna hit this guy, but I'm not gonna cheat this time because now Bailey's playing me. Woo! I'm gonna hit this guy with my.
Holy shit. So
I got your attack rolls.
Bailey
There you
Monk
go.
is OP.
D20. Okay, sorry. Let's see. I have never done a monk before, so
They're
we're
fun.
gonna attack him with.
Things you don't hear at a bar for 800.
He gets multi-attack and then an extra martial arts hit.
All right, we're gonna.
With advantage, because you fairy fired him.
To roll from fall.
Doesn't he have like a quarterstaff?
He does.
He
This
does, but...
motherfucker doesn't have it on his sheet.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
well,
Sun
I know what a quarterstaff. I know what it does because I have
Yeah.
one as Glace. So I'm gonna just roll my 20. Oh, I should probably.
He has advantage.
Oh, he does. Thanks. So his strength is probably. Let's see.
He uses Dex with monk
Yeah.
weapons.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh, does a 17 hit?
A 17 hits.
Nice.
Okay, and quarterstaff is 1d. Oh,
It's-
he's using two hands, isn't he?
Well, he's a monk, so all his monk weapons get his extra damage from his fists. So it's a D8.
D8 plus
His dex bonus.
dex.
Probably 5.
His dex is plus 5, yes.
Yeah.
So 1d8 plus 5.
If you want to just keep rolling his to hits, I'll keep track of his damage. You can do it all at once.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the hits, you do the damage.
Takes a village to raise a fine young man.
I'm gonna start rolling in roll 20 because I don't want to use my dice to curse them. So this one's gonna be a. What was it? 9, so it's plus 5. 14?
14 to hit.
Yeah.
That is caught by the longsword of the female scro, who pushes your quarterstaff closer to you, Sun Kong, gritting her teeth, breathing heavily.
plus 5 would have been for damage. It would have been plus 9 to hit.
Oh, sorry guys. It's plus 9 to hit, so in that case it would have been a 17.
That is going to hit.
Okay.
That all happens, but then you quickly shift to the side, her longsword going out wide, and you strike.
Can I activate that stun thing?
You're not going to need to.
Okay.
20 damage on this.
Ooh. 20 damage from our boy,
Do
Sun
force
Kong.
still alive?
20 so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with just those 2 attacks.
Breathing heavily, the female scro still stands.
You get a bonus action martial arts attack.
Fury, is it the Fury of Blows?
Well, that's only if you want to spend key. It gets you 2 more
Oh.
attacks. If you don't want to spend key, you just still get 1 more attack.
I'm just gonna get one more attack, and I'm gonna roll it. Well, I'm
That's
assuming
already-
that hits.
Fish
Should
for
I
a crit.
fish? Yeah, fish for a crit.
Fish for a crit.
Itch. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
well. 30 damage, not too bad.
30
What
a
does
total.
it look like as Sun Kong takes out the last female scro?
The Sun Kong will grab her sword, throw it, and then like punch her straight in the chest in one blow.
Oh.
She'll drop.
She flies back into the crates behind her. You hear the crunching of wood as she collapses into them.
Are we alive? Is everyone alive?
Testy, testy. 1, 2, 3. Looks like everyone. And Petey, are you alive over there, honey?
Pretty alive.
Oh, great, wonderful. All right.
You smell the sound, or you smell the smell of burning wood as the cart just continues to burn.
Okay.
Your fall shriek.
Oh, your fault.
But it's never gonna come out. Oh god, it's ruined.
It's fine. Just buy more.
Don't tell her you can cast prestidigitation.
Oh my god, the Wyld. Let's get out of these fucking woods. Goddamn back to civilization.
As
Amen.
as Aesop's arms shrink back to normal length, he says, "We should secure our quarry here and then get out of here, because I have a feeling they probably heard those horns they were blowing, and reinforcements, I'm sure, are on the way."
Yeah, we don't want to put the cart before the horse.
Oh, Rinkaz, I love your puns, I do, bud, but really not the time right now.
I'm sorry, who said that? I can't see anything. There was a bright light, and I thought I was. No, I'm still on.
I slam another flashbang down in front of me, just dead ass look at him and just drop it on the ground.
Oh, David, it's bright. God, take me.
Okay, you, hello. What's you? What is your name? The one with the suns.
Old Greg.
A older-looking furbolg who was crouching behind some of the barrels and crates in this storage hut now stares at the bruised and battered clapped corpse of the female scro and looks up to each of you. Who are you?
Oh, he can speak common. Nice.
Wow. Well, we're here to save you. Hello.
Who are you people?
We're wild nuts. We're from up there, and we're here to save you, bring you back to your sons, and bring you back to the village. And
I'm
that's
guessing
all
you
you
know
really.
yeah, I'm guessing you know a strapping young furbolg that rents out mounts in Thornweald, huh?
Yes, my son. I'm Gondrin, the father. Thank you. Is everyone here dead?
I don't understand the question.
The scro.
Of course, they were filthy slavers.
Oh, well then. I suppose we should be on our way back. What are you people doing up here? Who are you?
Sir, you need to walk and talk. Come on.
Where are we going?
We're going back to the village.
Well, actually, wait a second. Don't we need to find more people other than him?
Oh.
Sir, there are other people with you.
You're right. Yeah, you need to walk and talk. We need to get out of here right now.
Very well, I suppose I'll follow you. I don't know where we're going, though.
Away from reinforcements from the scro.
Very well.
Do you know where they have the other prisoners?
I am not sure if they've captured others. I was tending to the mounts here on the other side of the Tangle Timber when I was captured by the scro myself. If there are others taken prisoner, then it's more than likely they've been taken to the larger scro settlement north of here.
He's not in chains, is he?
No?
They captured you, you say? Seems a little strange they didn't have you in manacles or anything. They must have been very confident in your confinement.
Well, they knew if I tried to run, they would simply capture me. They saw no need to put me in bad conditions. They were using... Oh, go ahead.
Inside. Inside is 27.
Ooh.
Sounds like he's being honest.
Oh, these scro, so arrogant. How far away is this settlement? Would they have heard those war horns that they were blowing?
Probably not, no, but I imagine from what I saw previously that at least one or two of them did escape. More than likely they have or are on their way to at least alert the north encampment that there was an attack down here on the southern end.
Foss shouts from outside. How far is that, kid?
Still about a mile north. You can probably see the smoke trails from the encampment in the sky from here.
Right. Jason, the surrounding area you said was kind of like a mountain that had like big pock-marked holes in it.
The area you guys are currently in is a relatively open valley area that's dotted with some trees here and there. Up north, the trees, because of there's sparseness of trees, but because you're on ground level, they kind of clump together so you can't see too far out. However, you do see trailing wisps of what look like smoke trails in the far distance still, and you also see beyond that what looks to be a large mountain range that you do notice a glittering look of what looked like some type of debris littered throughout the mountain.
All right. Plan time. I think we all agree we should do something about this settlement, yes?
Oh, yes.
And also, the original party that got sent out here, we have to find them, right? Right, Jason? There's also an original party that got sent out that didn't come back.
There was a Thornweald's strongest fighter, druid, and wizard, as well as what he mentioned, a couple handful of soldiers that potentially got captured with them.
I know... Oh, go ahead, Rinkus.
I was going to say, I looked at him, I kind of stroll and take a look around for a minute and say, so you said you were captured down here tending to the mounts, right?
Yes, it's been a few days now after they found me.
And the scro, were they rough with you? Did they give you food? Did they take care of?
Stern, obviously, for keeping me captured, but they kept me in no chains and they kept me fed. They wanted my knowledge to help them out with the routes that run through here, where we run supplies to the surrounding camps, Thornweald being a hub spot, you see. They mentioned that if I helped them out, there was the potential that they would release me to see my sons.
Could I take an insight check on him?
Sure.
Fucking lying ass furball.
I think he actually is telling the truth at this point.
18.
Sounds like he's being honest, Ringcast.
I have one more question for him. Did you see a scro with a mask on?
A mask?
Yes, was he wearing someone else's face?
Oh!
Wait, I don't understand you. Someone's actual face?
Yes. Did you see a scro or some sort of person like a scro wearing another person's face? Like
No, nothing like that. No.
I just shrug and walk out and say, whatever, let's keep searching.
Yes, obviously this is a very personal thing for both Rinkaz and I for different reasons, but I think if we can find a place in the mountains to hide, rest up overnight, we could probably take on the whole settlement full force. We'll have to be smart about it. Can't go rushing in like we did this time. Partially my fault, by the way. Very sorry about that.
We should get our mounts.
Yes.
Foss starts tapping it, but when Aesop starts taking the blame for being his.
Gondrin's other son was the most powerful druid.
It was
No.
Eco
Okay.
was the druid. It was the... Did you say it was Kinku? I wrote it down.
Iskara is the druid.
Oh, Iskara,
She
yeah.
is a lizard folk.
Lizard folk. Okay.
So one of his other sons, wasn't one of the most powerful Thornweald.
No, the two sons were simply the ones who took over and were being trained in the business
Okay.
during
okay.
the time that he was captured and put in captivity.
Well, Gondrin, how good are you at laying low? We might need a couple more days before we head back to the village, and we wouldn't want to send you back to Thornweald on your own without a mount.
I suppose I could make a couple days worth of food out of the supplies here. I did see them stocking a couple fruits and things. He kind of points over Glace. You see some foods and rations and stuff in some of the nearby crates and storage things. I'm pretty well versed with this area. That's part of the reason that they're trying to use my knowledge. I suppose I could make way towards the tree line of tangled timber. Try to lay low there. At least from what I've heard, the scro, in the few days they held me in captivity, they seem to be at an impasse in terms of trying to make their way through the tangled timber, considering the vine work that runs across the floor.
Well, seeing as how we freed you and your familiarity with the area, I don't suppose you could help us find a place to hide overnight until, this whole scro search party business blows over.
He says he rummages through some of the supply crates and finally finds a relatively decent sized parchment and throws it out on one of the crate tops and pulls out an ink quill and begins to very roughly sketch.
About a mile out from here, although you can't exactly see it because of the sparse trees that dot the area. Once you push through, though, and get closer, you'll be able to see the larger encampment. There is a small divergence in the path. If you, at about halfway in, divert to the right, going east, 20 or so minutes, there's a very light dirt trail that leads to a small cavern. It doesn't go deep in, so you don't have to worry about anything living in there. You may be able to hold yourselves up, at least for a little bit of time, to rest up.
Perfect. And would you like to make the journey with us, or do you think you'll be fine back at the tree line?
He looks to you all with a slight bit of confusion and says,
Once you tend to your wounds, you're heading towards the north encampment?
Yeah, it doesn't seem very smart to bring you along now that you actually say it out loud, does it?
Where are the others?
The others? You mean those from Thornweald?
I assumed there would be more of you.
We're
No.
the best you got, buddy.
I should be fine at the tree line down south, but you all, perhaps you weren't given privy knowledge of this. That encampment is massive. I don't think you understand what you're dealing with. You certainly seem to have a variety of skills. I assume you're adventurers. However, what you're asking to do is trying to tackle a small army.
Okay.
I just start laughing.
Maybe we should call the Pioneer Patrollers to help us out on this.
Oh, now that's an idea. Either way, we have to rest up before going too much further, so maybe we should make our way to the cavern and decide our next course of action.
Yes.
he points over to you, Aesop.
I assume you, at least, because of your smaller number, probably have an advantage in scouting tactics, at least.
Indeed, we have a few ways we could scout.
I suppose if you're stealthy, you could take a look. But please understand, this is no small undertaking. There is a reason why the scro have been such a detriment to us around here on the cradle.
Yes, quite extensive, this network. We won't do anything rash, I say, staring back at Rinkaz.
I, by my nature, he says, kind of placing a palm on his chest, am fine with surviving out here in the wilderness. I should have plenty of things to grab here before beginning to make my way south. In the meantime, the rest of you, I suppose, if you take some time in the small offshoot of the cavern to tend to yourselves, you could at least get a basic understanding of the layout of exactly what you're attempting to do.
Yes.
Are you trying to destabilize the entire encampment?
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
I know my friend Rinkaz, he has a particular scro that he has quite the vendetta against. He's our primary target, and if we could find the other enforcers from Thornweald, then all the better.
Well, then the best I could offer is to perform some type of stealthy mission in which you try to perhaps infiltrate portions of the camp. If there are prisoners there, there's the chance you could free them. And perhaps you can gather some intel on this particular individual you're looking for, he says, looking over to you, Rinkaz. I would not suggest trying to destabilize the encampment, though. These scro that you saw here in battle, this is nothing.
Oh dear.
This is a supply station.
How many slaves are there?
I've never seen the encampment myself. I was captured around this area. They were eventually going to take me there, but then he looks down at the female scro. You people came along, which I'm grateful for. I get to see my sons again.
We start a riot.
Well, that is putting a lot of innocence in certain death kind of scenario, don't you think? Like, they're going to execute them if there's a riot, no doubt about it.
So they execute them, and they have a chance to, get out and take the scroll with them, or take them down with them, or we
Know if I can
extract
abide by that.
extract a few, do what we can, and then let the rest of them wither and rot away for orc scroll slavery. So yeah, let's conjure a couple of guns, a magical warhammer that almost crushed our skull, throw it to a few people, and burn the son of a bitch down.
Dear.
I still think if we can get the pioneer patrollers to help us a little bit.
I think that's
true.
Glorious idea, Glace. It's possible we might be able to get some support. Let's
You
just
can
do this.
drop a Tarask on them.
Let's not be too hasty.
I'm not too trained in the ways of warfare, but at the very least, from what you've experienced, just understand that you're not dealing with barbarians here.
Yes.
I'm not saying they'll ask you in for a cup of tea or anything. However, perhaps there is a way that doesn't require a vast amount of bloodshed.
Well, it may not require it, but something tells me that's how it's going to end up.
They burn tea and drink blood.
Listen, Gondrin, I understand your concern, and I hear you, and I'm registering it. It makes sense. You don't become one of the biggest crime syndicates in the Twixt without being quite formidable. But if nothing else, we'll gather intel. We'll gather what we need. We won't hopefully do anything too rash.
This is a tough situation.
Aesop side-eyes wreck.
Well, take a look. We don't have much intel on the place ourselves at Thornweald. It may serve us as some benefit for you all to take a look and at least get an idea of the layout of the place.
Alright. Loot the bodies! Rinkaz, what were we supposed to get from the scro? Their ears? Something like that?
Tongues.
Tongues? Alright.
Ears? More
The scro have a certain
badges and marks on their outfits, denoting those of particular ranks.
I want to say Aesop gets the tongue and the ear off and is like, oh, wait, no, we're just supposed to get the badges. That's right. It just tosses it over his shoulder.
Badge?
Oh,
You don't need no sneaking badges.
Does this fella have a badge?
You loot the bodies. You guys find 230 gold.
Nice.
Rinkaz, whomever, I should say, find they are carrying these pistols, and I'll post these in the chat. There are 2 pistols that are usable. Their armor, because of the wear and tear and the damage you've done to them, is pretty useless. And you find some other trinkets and stuff that all factors into the gold that you would get out of it, essentially. So that's the things that you find. Aesop, you find nothing registering any particular markings on most of the units. However, the one taller, more imposing one has a single bar of a purplish stripe running down the shoulder piece that nearly got caught in the blast from Rinkaz's shotgun.
Should I just add 1 scro badge?
Add single stripe scro badge.
Okay, single stripe scro badge. Got it. Into the bag it go.
All right.
Well then, I suppose I'll be making my way back down south.
Very good. Give your sons our regards, and let them know that we would appreciate a discount on the safe return of our mounts, of course.
Yes, of course. Because of you, I'll be able to see them again. Thank you. Please, I hope to see you return. Be safe.
We'll be safe.
He begins to shift out. And he stops and pauses just for a second, seeing the bloodshed around, and tiptoes around the corpses and begins to head south.
Careful, there's an ear there.
past the burning corpse.
Yeah, he kind of looks with a grimace and heads off. In VD, you can see down south that Ukog has brought the mounts up nearby, seeing that the fighting has died down. So, what do you guys want to do?
I'd like to head to that cave just to get a long rest, and we could probably
Yeah, like,
Same.
probably offline.
I have
what
no
we
more
wanna-
spell slots. I can't, like...
Can I quickly assess wounds? Since I do have spell slots.
Sure.
So like Sun Kong's pretty beat up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I pour 4 healing potions down Sun Kong's.
Oh, okay.
You also see Sun Kong, like,
He's fully healed.
grabbing a just like fist-sized hand into a pouch of rations and shoving it into his mouth now that he has gained a point of exhaustion from transforming.
Man.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's 30 magical healing cures an injury.
Oh, nice. So does his injury like go back one stage? Like so
Oh,
now it's just
from
regular?
does 56, is that the total?
Yeah,
56 healing points?
yeah.
Yeah, so remove, I actually believe it's less than that. I think it's like 10 points of healing.
Oh.
So remove 20 of that. So
Okay.
36. That
Sure.
can be added to his HP, and the
Nice.
10 HP heals his 2 wounds.
Fantastic. I can't control his token, but somebody that can could add 36.
I'll throw it on there. Alright, he's back to 59. Close to max. Thanks, he says.
You're welcome.
Oh, thanks, Aesop. That's great. I feel wonderful now.
It's still my blood.
Ogre Mush
Bye.
turns to you, Aesop, and looks around at the others, and he looks at the corpses. He says,
Fuck what furry man say. Head to North Camp. Squish scro.
Ooh. We will take your console into consideration, Orgrimush.
Yes. Smash them with console.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Let's get going. Everyone needs a rest.
alright, so you guys, I'm assuming, do whatever is left you need to do. You pack up onto your mounts and begin to head up the path using the scribbled parchment that was given to you by Gondrin. Heading
Sorry.
up north and making your way to the offshoot path that leads east a little bit, 20 or so minutes, to find yourselves a little off-beaten little cave to at least spend a little bit of time in. We won't, unless you want to role play or anything like that, let's just cut to the chase. We're going to wrap up right here. Just let me know when you guys reach this cave, are you spending a short rest or long rest?
Long rest.
Yeah.
Long rest, okay.
We haven't had a long rest since we've been here.
Woo!
Yes.
And if you need like a survival check or like something to like help conceal our presence, we can make that too. I know some Kong and
I'll help too, even though I just want to make sure there's no bugs around.
And I have
Okay.
tiny hut too if I'm able
Same.
to have 11 minutes. So
Oh yeah.
You guys,
Texas.
as you're heading that way, as mentioned by Gondrin, you certainly see, although the trees are sparse around here, there's enough of them because of the mile distance out that they do cover your sight too far out in terms of visibility. However, you do see a bit above the tree line what look like smokestacks from probably some type of fires or campfires that are probably from this camp up north. And similarly, you see the mountain peak of what you assume is Scrap Peak beyond that. Probably pretty close and maybe even touching part of the encampment if your visions are to be correct. You guys make your way and find this small cave. It is true to his word. It goes about 40 or so feet in and then just dead ends. There doesn't seem to be anything of a volatile nature in here that could be hiding out. You see the occasional bat sort of shifting its wings in the darkness, but they don't really pay you too much mind. Go ahead and give me some checks just to make sure you can cover your tracks and do what you can. And let's see what you get. 20 overall? Okay.
What
There's
what
bugs
check
everywhere.
is this?
Glace finds a nice, comfortable rock and falls to sleep. This is some type of check. So Aesop, with your 20, what are you trying to do to kind of cover yourselves?
I would like to like, I guess have like go back by wing and kind of cover up any obvious tracks.
Okay.
Like, just sweep them around.
They're slightly visible in the dirt path that's sort of made out here, and you kind of just quickly cover.
Nice.
NVD, what did you want to do with your survival?
It's survival to conceal and rest.
Okay. How do you do that?
Kind of want to look at Fraxinus, kind of just make a motion in the general area and then kind of point to the ground. And
Okay,
then-
okay, she says in Sylvan, and she runs a hand around the foliage around the entrance of the cave, and you watch, helping her out with grabbing some other sticks and foliage around here, kind of not completely cover, but at least make it look a little less of this completely open, inviting cave entrance, slightly more hidden. Aesop, you see them doing this as you catch up to the rest. You each settle down. The quiet sound of the wind outside, the sun warm on you as you enter. It's dark, but there's a certain coolness in here, and as the wind buffets inside, it kind of creates this nice sort of fan as it kind of catches at the dead end and rebounds against each of you. It's quiet. You each kind of clasp at different areas of your body that have taken nicks or bruises or cuts. And fall asleep for a long rest. Prepared afterwards to head towards the large encampment and see exactly what you're dealing with up ahead. So that's where we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for sticking around a little bit late to make sure all that's wrapped up. That was a complete turnaround. That was some quick work of the scro there. So
Close one.
good work, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and hanging out with us for the stream. I really appreciate you checking us out. Thank you, Angel of Light, another TV viewer. Thank you, Electrical Longboard, Husband and Wife, Lorks, V&K, Virgo Pros, Windsock. Half those are bots, but that's okay. And also our VIP, Looney, thank you for hanging out with us as always. You guys are building up points on both the Streamlabs and on our Twitch channel points now, so take a look at that at the bottom of the chat. Again, that's kind of experimental, so we'll see how it goes. But until then, yes, follow us if you haven't already. And thank you very much. You can check us out on Twitter for updates and all that kind of cool stuff. I really appreciate it. If you miss any of this, check out the VODs here on Twitch or go to our YouTube page. It's GAWD_mode. Or you can just type in Wyrd and Wyld the way it's spelled and try to pull it up. It should pop up as one of the first page search results. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you had a fun time. We'll see you next week for a regular session. This one was a little minimized because we had some people who couldn't be here. But that's okay. People have lives. So, but thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.